Hello guys, and we're back, and it is the Wiseman, and you are the wisest people. Today we're doing something a little bit different. So as you can see, my BMW Z4's there, and we're going to do a little review on it. The main reason we're doing this video is because when I was looking to buy this car 2 weeks ago, I was trying to watch reviews and people weren't explaining sort of the stuff I wanted to know. So we're going to try and cover some of that today. So yeah, let's just get into it. So starting off with the outside, we'll start with the wheels. On this model, we've got what they like to call the 17-inch turbines. Yeah, nothing much to say about them. 17-inch turbines. So if we take a little wander around the car, we'll point out a few bits. So obviously we've got the 4D number plate that is coming off. We'll have to get that sorted when we get back home. It's got basic sort of looking headlights, fog lights down the bottom there, front grills that 90% of BMWs have. Take a walk around the side, we've got indicators here that round off to the BMW badge. This is the 2.2i model, 2.2 litre. Again, we've got the wheels, we'll come back to them later. I've got something to show you with them a bit later. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but these rear brake lights look a little bit like a Nissan GTRs. That is a compliment to my car, absolute compliment. But yeah, take a little walk around, got the Z4 badge there. No boot handle, as you can see, is done by key electrically. So now, onto the inside. Not the cleanest of all, but no worries about that. So, we've got heated seats here, 2 buttons there, heated seats. Fabric seats as well, can't complain about that. Like, how often do you see fabric heated seats? That is my favourite part about the inside of this car. The steering wheel, just a basic sort of BMW, modern kind of looking, no steering wheel controls, but yeah, basic radio, nothing fancy there. Only thing is with this car is that you can't take out the radio and put a screen there, because the only way you can do it is by taking out these 2 air vents in the middle. But I don't really want to do that, so it's a bit of a shitter really. Next up is a main thing for you drive-through people, is there is absolutely 0 cup holders, but there is a space either side, passenger side and driver's side, under the air vents, whatever you call them, blowers, that you can fit in. They are £25 a side. They just push out, and that is something I will be doing in the future. Okay, so now moving on to storage. Not a lot of storage in this car either, although you say that. It is a very small car, and I'll show you the boot in a minute. The boot is actually fairly large. So here we have a little storage compartment. You've got a little bit there that you might be able to fit your nan's purse in, but that bit might fit your wallet. Just down here we have a 6 CD changer, which, to be honest, who actually uses CDs anymore? And there's also one on the radio as well, so that's 7. But yeah, I'm probably going to take that out so I can have another little storage compartment there. Yeah, goodbye CD changer from the 1970s. Also, for this door that you can just open and close freely, that I didn't actually see in any of the reviews that I watched on these cars, is that if you lock the car, this also locks. And it's actually, I'd only imagine you can't get in there very easily with your bare hands, because that is rock solid. That's pretty cool. I like that. Also, the next bit of storage is the door cards. which can basically, I have to wedge my wallet in there and out. It's useful for, well, a wallet. Behind the seats, we have little storage parts there that can maybe fit a water bottle in. They're a bit hard to get to, as you can see. I have my seat all the way back, with this all the way back, so they're pretty useless. Also under here we have a medical box that normally sometimes will have a like a medical kit in there, but this one didn't. But I use it for, like, I have a dash cam just up there, and I have my Bluetooth plugged in there, but this is struggles to shut with the wires coming out. So yeah, another little storage bit there, not massive, but you can't complain. That is pretty cool. Okay, so moving on to the boot now, which is actually quite spacious. We open the boot using, you hold the key, it unpops, and you just lift it up. Now, the boot, I'm 6 foot and I'm a big boy. I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy! Let's see if I can fit. I feel like I'm gonna get stuck. Okay, I've probably done this wrong. We need to. There we go, that's a bit better. Okay. You can't quite fit one of me in there. Almost though, but I am big, so don't dislike the car because of that. I fit many things in there. I've put a human in there, a bit smaller than me, but yeah, that is a big boot for a convertible car. Very big boot. Okay, so moving on to the engine bay. What can't I say about this? This is what BMW do. Look at this absolute beast. 6-cylinder, 2.2 litre. That's enough said. Okay, so this car does have an electric roof. But yeah, as you can see, my roof motor is broken. And that brings me on to the next thing. That these cars struggle with the roof motor where they're located. Normally they're located down there. You sort of see where the aerial is behind the passenger door, down there. They get a lot of water damage and break. But as you might see if you're going to buy one of these cars, that a lot of people are getting relocated to the boot, which is exactly what I need to do. Because I bought this car and he sold it to me for £250 cheaper because of the roof motor. So that's a job I need to get done. Okay, now we're going to quickly run over the few little mods I've done in the 2 weeks I've had this car. So as you've seen, I've got the 4D number plates there. I've got these wheel caps, which, so when you're driving along, they stay upright, they spin. So if you're next to me, all you'll see is the badge like that. It will never spin around like that. Like you see, it will just constantly stay like that. While we're down here, red calipers, painted them red, took all the wheels off, painted them red with caliper paint. They look a lot better if we come back there. Yeah. One tiny little thing with these centre caps, just be careful when you buy them because they're not cheap. With this model, they don't fit on the front because of these little things, but I've heard that you can take these off and then they will fit. So that's something I'm going to try. Okay, so the last mod I have done to this car is this stumpy little aerial, which looks from this angle, or from every angle, a lot better than this. This just makes it look old, but this works a treat, and they're about £4 off eBay. Okay, so that is it for the basics on the car itself. I'm not going to go too in depth because personally I'm not a pro on these cars. I've had one for 2 weeks. I've done a fair bit of research, but I'm not going to go over the boring stuff like the horsepower, the specs of them all and all that, but in my opinion, cracking car. If you're going to get one, then get one. But for now, let's hop in the car and go for a spin. Okay, so going for a drive now. I'll explain a few more bits about the inside of the car that I've missed. But as I said earlier, I'm not an expert on this car, so don't judge me on anything I've forgotten. So I forgot to mention that there is roof buttons down there that you would have seen in the little clip where the seat warmers are. 5-speed manual gearbox. You can get an automatic version of these cars. You can't get a manual roof, but you can set it in the back to turn it to manual if you don't want to use electric roof, which if your roof's working fine, I don't know why you wouldn't want it to be electric. But going for a drive now. It is a very fun car to drive, and I've brought this for my daily vehicle. I wouldn't suggest that. I would not suggest that because it is very poor on fuel. I've had this 2 weeks and I've filled it up 4 times, so that's twice a week. And I do drive a lot. I've done almost 900 miles in them 2 weeks. But you can't really buy a nice little sports car like this and expect it to be the most economical. Sorry about the shakiness of the camera. I live in Norfolk, so all the roads are just pure trash. It's very shaky. Yeah, nothing to really fault on this car at all. One thing I was surprised about, I wanted to upgrade the speakers. Not that there's anything really wrong with the speakers, but then I had a look at the speakers, and there is 8 speakers in this car. You've got one behind each seat. You've got one just here. You've got the normal one that's down there. Then you've got one down by your footwell. Another thing that not many people actually know about these cars is that there is a setting on the dashboard. If you hold this button down for, I think it's about 5 seconds, I've never used it myself. You've got a load of options of stuff. I think one of them's like, it tells you what's wrong with the car. One of them's like, you can have a digital speedometer. Stuff like that, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'm probably never going to use it because I don't need to use it. If I need to know what's wrong with my car, I've got a diagnostic screen, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that is a cool little thing if you want to have a little play around with your car. To be honest, we've covered most of the stuff about this car, and we've worked out that it's very fun. Around the country lanes. Even the bumpy ones. Jesus Christ. Another reason why this car is very bumpy is the suspension. Obviously it's a small little sports car. That's a speed bump. And you feel everything. The suspension's rock solid, pretty much, and you feel every little bump. Every little bump. But what can you expect? It's just so much fun in these cars. It's unreal. Always got a smile on your face. You do also have traction control in this car, which is only good when you're stupid, like me. I'll let you work that one out for yourself while you turn the old traction control on. Also, this car is pure stock, straight out of the factory, Nothing been done to it other than the bits I've shown you. Nothing performance wise has been done to it. The engine sound is natural, and I'll let you have a little listen to that now. Honestly guys, you can't get a much better little sports car than this on a budget. This is one of a kind, and I would say the 3 litre would be better, but I doubt you're going to get much more performance out of a 3 litre, to be honest. You get a bit more power, you might add 1 second to your 0 to 60. But to be honest, they are the same price, so if you're going to do it, then do it. You're better, for the same price, you might as well get the 3 litre other than the 2.2. You can get a 2 litre, a 2.2, 2.5 and a 3 litre. And a 3.5 if you go newer, I believe. But yeah, other than that, you can't get a much better car. You're looking at Porsche Boxsters, MX-5s. Yeah, MX-5s might be more reliable, but you can't rag them like you can rag this. The red line at this is 6,500 revs, and it only goes to 7,000 revs. So you can just rag the absolute living shit out of them. And they won't really break. I mean, it's a BMW, they normally break, but these are very reliable. If you look after them properly, they last you to about 200,000 miles. This is on 57,000 miles. But that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If I missed anything, let me know. Might do a part 2 when I get to know the car a little bit better. But something a little bit different, something I wanted to go through, cover everything. But yeah, if you got a Z4, message me. I want to go for a Z4 Cruise, if that's even a thing in the United Kingdom. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you check out my Instagram as well. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you guys, and peace.